Oh man, it's time to get started. Do I have everything running? I think so. I just restarted Charlie. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Oh my gosh. Friends, I'm so glad you're here. Did I forget? I forgot to put the thing over here. And there's a button. And is it this one? No, that's not it. That one. Yeah, there it is. See? I got to remember to do the thing and the stuff. And let me say hello. Hey there, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be in your part of the world. I can't even find the button. There it is.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
It's so good to see you. My name is Jeff Fritz.
Just
And Mythin is here
resubscribed for
too.
42 months. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is in your part of the world.
Hello there, friends. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you. Sure, you want to check out the hat? We'll do the hat first. There you go. And I just started, Charlie, so it didn't pick up on some of your map locations that you were sharing. We'll talk about that. We'll take a look at that and do a little bit more with it. And oh gosh, and it didn't set the channel category correct here on Twitch. I am a certifiable mess. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Do that and set this up, and off we go. How you doing there, friends? My name is Jeff Fritz, and we're gonna write a little bit of code today. I've got some bug fixes I need to do for Aspirify. I've got some things I wanted to test for Charlie, our new chatbot. It's running in the background here. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you joining us. Happy time zone. So let me greet the folks that are here. TMK, DK with the big wave. And then we're probably going to work on a new feature for Aspirify. More on that in a minute. Napalm Codes, happy time zone to you. Null Sheffa with a wave as well. Billy Cool, greetings to you. C Sharp Titan, hope you're doing well in Melbourne. Go ahead and write that greetings from Melbourne, Australia again, and it should pop back up here. What do you mean? Audio's what? Yeah, the audio is working. Yes, I do have that. The sound effects are working. Yes. How you doing? Monday 2.0. It feels like that, Aaron Doss. How you doing? Great to see you. Hello. So the end then smirking squiggly with hello. And what's interesting is I have a couple things that are supposed to be reporting the number of viewers on Twitch and YouTube, and it's not reporting them. That's okay. I'll have to come back and figure those out another time. There we go. Now we've got C Sharp Titan showing up on my little map here from Melbourne, Australia. There it is. I can show you. I've been doing some more work on Project Charlie. I realized I needed some sort of a dashboard, so now I've got the map on a little bit of a dashboard, and it shows me that I am properly connected to Twitch and YouTube, and my questions that come in from folks will appear in a little queue here, and there's an overlay that'll show up here in the middle. From the better half of Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, there's Napalm way over there, and for some reason doesn't have the appropriate icon for that. And I think I see why, because it's picking up that you're a moderator. That's okay. It is showing Pittsburgh over there. There you go. So, very cool that we've got that happen. PowerShell Freak
just resubscribed for 62 months.
62 months with us. Thank you so much. Yeah, you didn't know you're a mod. See that? Look at that. Why did it pick up Twitch as a location? Twitch isn't a location. Where the heck is that? And I don't have the click through to show where that is. But really? Twitch is somewhere. There is a place called Twitch in British Columbia. I never knew that. I guess that's a thing. All right. It's in the cyberscape. Let me get some music playing in the background here, and we can talk a little bit more about what's going on. So, come on, get started. Spotify's taking its good old time starting over here. Isn't that wonderful? It's gotta do an install update. So I started pulling together all my widgets that I've been building for Charlie, so that they're on one screen here, and make it easier to. Oh, and look at that, we've even got here's a feature that we've got to do. We've got to set up the banning capabilities when people say stuff like that. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Goodbye. So, that's a thing. Totally a thing. Anyways, the channels are lovely in Twitch, British Columbia. I didn't know that was a location. So here, I'm going to get some music playing in the background. This is going to be the Stream Beats Synthwave playlist. Let's start here. This is called Green Dinosaur. I don't know why. It just is. This is music that's DMCA free. It's royalty free. Listen to it wherever you like. See, Green Dinosaur. Big thanks to Harris Heller and his team of creators for this music we're listening to today. We've got 2.5 minutes to get to a level 2 on the hype train. But there we go. Now it's tracking and bringing in our questions. What will be doing today? We're going to do some work on aspirify.net. So it helps if I can spell it correctly. There we go. This is a news website that I've built and maintained to show and share information about .NET Aspire. It's built with .NET Aspire. We built it live on stream, and we're going to go through, take a look at, there's 1 or 2 bugs that we've run into over the last week or so. We're going to do some tweaking, fixing on that, and deploy a fix using .NET Aspire here live on stream. So that's where we're going to go today. A little bit of bug fix for a website that's running out there in the wild, all live. Saw Git in community. Nice. Olama. Yes, we're going to be using Git. I'm not going to be using Olama initially. If we get to, I do have to stop a little bit early today. We might get into Olama a little bit later, depending on how quickly we get through things. So, and there's no need for MQ. Well, no, I do have an MQ, and it's a message queue, not a service bus, but I do have message queuing in here that I use to generate the thumbnails that you see on the website. So, some folks just don't include images with their posts, so it doesn't include those images, which is weird. So, and my remove button isn't popping up here, so I'm going to get all of the questions showing up on here. Whatever, that's fine. So this dashboard, I'm actually going to let's break this up. I'm going to pull this dashboard that I'm going to be working off of. See, I need someplace to put that. I'm like out of screen space. Like, that's going to turn into a problem quickly if I don't have enough screen space. You know what I mean? We'll get there. We'll get there and get it figured out. Yeah. You saw Nick Chaps' interview with Maddie leaving the Maui team to join the Aspire team. Yep. That's a thing. So, I'm not sure if there's a question there, if there's some sort of follow-up. Yeah. So, Maddie works on .NET Aspire. So, it was a good interview. See, I haven't done interviews on this channel in, gosh, it's probably been 2 years. And the challenge I have with doing interviews is, number one, nobody wants to wake up this early. And number two, I want to do something more practical than just an interview. I want to actually write code together. I want to actually accomplish something together with someone. I want to do more than just the typical, So, what's new in your world? What's the topic, the thing that you're working on? What's the interesting thing there? Like, I want to do more than just that. You know what I'm saying? Here, let me go back over to here while we're talking, and go through a little bit. So that's something that I'm trying to break through and figure out. And I've definitely got some interest from a few folks on doing a little bit of pair programming live on stream. So, let's see. Let me see if the lower third's going to work. Yeah, let's see if the lower third's going to work. Is it going to pop that up? Mm-hmm. No. Ah, darn it. I thought we fixed that. Anyone get Docker AMD GPU pass-through working? I haven't. I have an NVIDIA GPU, and it works great for me with Docker, but I have not gotten... I don't have an AMD GPU to test with. So that's not something that I can help with, that I can answer. Let me do that. Now I need to restart the bot.
W1C
Wise Otter
subscribed for 20 months. C# hats, C# wave.
There you go. So, yeah, Nick's video is on YouTube. Yep. No, I don't think that's a... Yeah, look at that. I don't think that's so much a... It's definitely AMD support.
Josh just resubscribed for 61 months.
C# Josh, thank you so much. 61 months. It's a challenge. It's an issue with the AMD folks collaborating and getting their stuff into the containers and tools that are out there. And honestly, I think that's on them. Like, if you're not going to collaborate and get your tools in front of the people who are working with them, and give them the resources to be able to extend and use your features, that's on them. See, this is my challenge. Titles on things on YouTube need to be spicy in order for people to pay attention and take a look at it. That's the nature of YouTube. Consequently, it blows up things that there's nothing to blow up. Like, AMD's behind the 8 ball, not investing enough into the AI wave. I totally agree. So, can somebody ask a question there in chat? And I had to restart the bot with a fix in here to try and get the overlay working. So we can take a look at that. But it's amazing that NVIDIA is suddenly so supported. Like, that's a thing. Yeah, .NET spicy? Yes, it is. Yeah, there we go. Now we've got the lower third working. But why isn't it? Oh. And refresh that. Right? Localhost 7199. Overlay question. Yeah. For some reason, it's still not showing it. I had this working. And it's right at the top. 1920, 1080. Like, I've got lower third questions that should be appearing here. There it goes. Now we've got the question. All right, and then, is it removing when I remove? No. I actually have to turn it off and then turn it back on. I need to work on the remove on that. All right. But it is listening now on both YouTube and Twitch. All right. Well, I've got some more work to do on those. I'm not going to fiddle with Charlie too much more today then, because there's still some bugs. I would needed to do a little bit of live testing, which is always sounds weird to say. I got to do some live testing. Got to do testing while it's live on stream. So that's fine. I'm going to open this. We're not going to work on that. Okay. AMD does have support for only 78, 7900 series, and you have a 6900. Sorry. Learning and growing. That's what we're doing, Smirking Squiggly. Lots of learning and growing. Let me catch up here. She'll probably get replaced anyway. What? Why do you say that? I don't think it's strange that someone switches jobs every now and again. Right. Considering that she was the lead of, not lead, she was one of the program managers, lead program managers of a product for 5-6 years. And changed to work on another part of .NET. That's not terrible. That's not terrible at all. Testing directly in production, is there any other ways? So here's the thing, Frank. Particularly with YouTube, you cannot test streaming tools with YouTube unless YouTube is actually streaming. Cymac with the resub, thank you so much. 25 months, bringing that Prime subscription. Much appreciate. Thank you so much for the support. So, like, YouTube, like, Twitch is always, the chat on Twitch is always open. So if you're working on a chatbot, you can always connect to Twitch because it's always listening. YouTube, their live chat isn't always listening. It's only listening when a broadcast is active. So if you're not actively broadcasting, you can't keep testing working with it. So you need to you need to actually be streaming in order to verify that things are working properly. Not terrible at all. Was looking at it from a Maui point of view. I have no doubt someone else will take the role of Maui lead. Well, so David Ortnow, right, the other program manager for .NET Maui, is still there, and Rachel is now stepping up and helping out there, and it's good to get more folks involved in a project. We've had a number of folks take over as leads and various program managers on ASP.NET. ASP.NET, the web framework with .NET, is a very wide framework. There's lots of different pieces to it. So there's different folks that work on different parts of that at different times that have come and gone. I was a program manager on ASP.NET for a while. Like, you know about Damian Edwards, Dan Roth, and some of these other folks, Safia, Maria, that have been working on it. And folks come and go work on different things where there's different needs. And we want to stand up. You've been successful over here. Great. Let's go bring that success and that attitude and improve this other thing that we want to make better. So, had a chat once with Rachel. Seems like a good person, and her chemistry with David is great. Really like their talk during .NET Conf. Yeah, there you go. Right. It's all good stuff. So the thing to understand is program managers get shuffled around to work on other parts of .NET, right? They're not leaving .NET. They're still working on .NET. They're just working on different parts and get shuffled around to lead different components of it. And that's a pretty good thing. Pretty good thing. So, let me go over, we're not going to look at that source code. Let me go back to the Aspirify source code, and we're going to dig in here and take a look at, there's 2 bugs that I need to work through for Aspirify.net today that I want to show you, and then we'll look at a new feature. It's not, yeah, there's 2 parts to a new feature that I want to build that I'm woefully behind on adding, that I want to get dropped in there. So, I don't think there's any other. Are there any other topics that we need to cover before I get into the code? I don't think so. No matter. Let me head over and show you a little bit of what's misbehaving, what we can take a look at here and dive in on. This is the source code for Aspirify.net. Let me start it up. The website, like I said, is built with .NET Aspire. It runs on Azure. It's a bunch of C# code that goes and presents a whole bunch of articles that have been submitted and are live on the website. No, that sounds stupid. It presents a whole bunch of information about different articles that are live and out there on the web. There you go. I use Redis caching extensively to make sure that this presents and feels good, nice and responsive out there. We've updated it to .NET Aspire 9.1. It's running on .NET 9, and you can see there's a ton of stuff here that runs as part of this. So let me collapse up all the doodads. There's the website running right there, and this will load up, and we should see the same articles that are on the production site. It's going to take a second to load. Because nothing's cached. It's got to load it all up and get things cached and running locally. Look, I've even gotten an error reported. Connecting to the database security on server, blah, blah, blah. Really? We're going to see that already? Oh, that's not fun. What do we got? Okay. So there's a problem with my local database? So that looks legit. Let's go to pgadmin. Oh, there's a new version. Here's my security database. Schemas. I haven't run locally here in a while because the site's been just working. If we take a look in this table, we should see my one user. I don't have any users. Well, that's going to be frustrating. Let's stop the website and restart it. Won't even let me, take a look at the console and see what's going on here. Trying to get the list of articles, and what do we got here? No, it's trying to go out to my production server. Why is it trying to go out there? Yeah, you're being blocked because you're on the fire outside the firewall. Stand by. Yep, go ahead, leave that. I have hooks in here so that I can go connect out to and take a look at production when something is misbehaving. So yeah, we're in run mode. So it should have run this one. Yeah. And not down here. What I'm trying to do is affect that I'm not redeploying a database every time there's an update. Let's just put a break in here and make sure that I'm not doing something stupid. Because it's always possible that Fritz is doing something stupid. Someone leaving and therefore someone with fresh ideas. Yep. Recently you're starting to like .NET MAUI. Still having some comments. So not only are we seeing changeover in the folks that work on .NET MAUI, but we've also got the infusion of engineers from Syncfusion. So, and now this isn't. Oh, I hit my breakpoint. Yeah, right. So go ahead, add all those things. And when it gets to the website, it's going to add security database. So let's take a look over here. That looks like it's running. Take a look at details. Connection strings security. No. Why is that going? Is there something else I'm missing in here? Add web application, add project with environment, with security DB. If it's a resource, try that again. At your friend's company, they ditched .NET and moved to Java. New development managers opted to change due to Spring Boot Web being better than Blazor. Team is not happy. Friend is looking for other job opportunities. Define better. Okay, so pass through there. Builder with reference, security DB, and security DB is a Postgres database resource. So that's going to come through MS Client. Yeah. Uh-huh. There's my search. Where am I? How did I get back in here? Okay. Wait a sec. Yeah. No. Why the heck does it keep going out to Azure? Spring Boot Web is a Blazor competitor? No. Yeah, it's not. It's not. That's to get to where am I getting crisscrossed here? Like that shouldn't be anywhere. Oh. Yeah, you shouldn't be there. That's where it was getting overwritten. Assuming I have multiple environments of Aspirify, dev test, and not really. How do I handle scenarios where I have different secrets for each environment? You can have different user secrets files located in different places. To do that, in my case, I have different user secrets that sit out in production. I have a user secrets file here that has some production values in it so that I can connect and look at the production articles and connect to the production security database if I need to look at how it's counting and interacting with things. So I was working on the counter function a couple weeks ago, and that was something that I needed to be able to tinker with. So I wanted it to be able to connect out to the production counters. Connection string security, I can already tell. Yeah, localhost. Good. So now I should be able to click in and hey, there we go. And this should still let me log in with my Microsoft account. Womp womp. Okay, I need to. So I lost my local database. I thought we had that database volume. Take a look at my data volumes in Docker. Like that should be saved to disk. Ugh. There it is. So what happens if I do that? Reload with a different one. Dev API key, test API key. So I have settings that I can run that'll work locally here. If I pull out my user secrets, it will run with all local stuff. So here, right, it's restarting the database because I changed the volume. Yeah. So That looks fine. It says it's running. Oh, unhealthy. Hey, Thindall. I'm doing well. Right, now it's working. Let me see. I should have a user in here that I can work with. Yes, databases, Postgres, schemas, public, table. Yeah, I know. Public, tables. Why aren't you showing me any tables? Because I'm in the wrong schema, that's why. Schemas, public, tables. There we go. No users. Why don't I have any users? Thank you for the follow. Hey, Dr. Cox. Yeah, why don't I have any users? Okay. So what this should have done, it should have generated a initial login key for me. That I can use to log in here. Or not. Now I'm confused. What did I do? All right. Somewhere along the way here, I lost my local user. We should be able to recreate it. There's a thing in here where I wrote a snippet just to create the default user. Add authentication, try add Microsoft account. Add identity, sign in manager, blah, 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 blah. It's been so long since I've touched this, I completely forget where I created. Where I created the user. I got to get that running again. It's not in there. And this is just setting up my Microsoft account. Security headers. Yeah, we got to do that. That's a thing. This is why I need documentation, right? So that I remember what the heck was I thinking when I built this stuff. Caching, compression, rate limiting, add authentication. Did I put something over here in the security context? No. Because one of the pieces I need to work on here is adding, not adding users, but Not the Did I put it in the migration service? No. One of the things I need to work on is reviewing and accepting and adding new articles. Yeah, the good old, what the heck was I thinking back then? Hey, Reg. And is it Total Kogari? All right. Welcome. I don't remember how I built this. Right, so I was on the login page and it said, oh, you need to be a... Yeah, sign in manager, password sign in, results succeeded. But it came up with a thing that said only invited users are allowed to log in. How the heck did I get that? Right, so... I think I even hard-coded myself into... I'm not at a breakpoint. I know I had a token expire that I had to reset. External login. Let's take a look over here. Remote error. If results succeeded, lockout. If the user does not have an account, they should be rejected. Huh? Because I took out the... Did I take out the register? Yeah, I commented it out so that I... So... All right. Like, I purposely removed the register page so that nobody can register. So let me re-add it, try to register. Right. Since my local database doesn't have any users in it. Always fun. Trying to remember what you messed up and forgot. Yep, use another service. Okay. So I hit the external login. Click that button, log in using your blah, blah, blah. Which submits to perform external login. Which is here. Which should go to account external login. Mm-hmm. Oh, and I hard-coded rejected. Yeah. And it comes back with the only invited. There it is. Right. So change that, and that should hot reload. Go and do this and that. You son of a gun. Yeah. It should. This is what I've got hard-coded right now, right there. Try it again. Back then you were referring to yesterday. Well, there's that. There we go. Now I got to remember not to promote that stuff. Oh. Okay. This is annoying, right? Well, now it says I'm logged in, but I don't have admin access. Well, I can at least get over here. So if I log out, can I log back in? Yeah, okay. But I need to grant myself admin access, which I'm not going to go through any kind of user interface for that because I can just do that in the database. Like, I don't need more than this for right now. You know? Like, there should be a role over here. There it is, admin. And there's the key. Thank you. So in the user roles table, that we're going to key in that role, and I need to go to users. Yep. Oh. All right. So that's my user ID. So let's add a record. We're going to key in that for the user ID. That for the role ID. And this is all working locally, so I don't care. Save that. Log out, log back in. And now I'm an admin. All right. Ugh. Don't do that again. And all my counter stuff is all, there's nothing here. And that's fine. the pieces that I need to work on are down here in manage articles. First off, this should always start off like sorted, published, descending. Let's fix, let's just call this fix March 2025. I don't know. I'm just doing a bunch of stuff in here. What did I change in those? Take a quick look. Make sure I understand what I changed before I decide what to commit and roll back and all that stuff. Right? External login. What did we change? That can be rolled back. That's fine. Yes, I know. Next, on register, I put the page back in there. You can roll that out. I don't need to do that. Over here, I changed that. That's fine for right now. And in here, I removed that extra with environment when adding storage. I think that's okay. Take a, where is it? Aspirify web app host. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good with that. Cleaned up to run locally. Cool. Create a branch up there in my production GitHub repository so that I can work. Let's fix that grid first. I always want it to start off showing me when I look at the list of articles that it has. I'd like it to start with a default sort on the published. So how do I add a default sort? Is there some sort of a sort default? No. And I'm not going to get. What can you help me with here, Copilot? Configure the quick grid to default sort on the published date descending. I don't know how to do that. Go figure it out. So I've heard people refer to this as vibe coding. What do you think of that idea, chat room? This concept of vibe component, vibe coding. I saw, what component library is that from? QuickGrid is from Blazor. That is a standard Blazor component that ships with the library. So you have to include the extra NuGet package. But you can just add sort by like that. Is that right? And you're going to rewrite the entire thing, and no. That's, no, bad Copilot, bad Copilot. No, I'm not letting you rewrite the entire grid. It looks like it's just the sort by property, but for some reason it wants to replace the entire grid and put it in the wrong place and not remove the other one. So I'm going to do that by hand. And I'm going to start without debugging so that I can hot read a little bit easier. Vibe coding is when you use AI and you're just letting it do its thing. And not a fan of that concept because, as you just saw, delegate type could not be inferred. Okay, so you're telling me that the sort by on that isn't right. Okay. Quick grid sort by. How you doing there, Zenver? Welcome. Not vibing, vibe coding. I kind of agree. No. Blazor, quick grid, default sort by. Sortable equals true, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. I know. I want a default sort order. No. Okay. Indicates whether data should be sortable by that column. Initial sort direction. If is default sort column is true. Really? Okay. So is default sort column and initial sort direction. Okay. Author published. Is default sort column. That's weird to me. Initial sort direction, and what are the values on that? Okay. Stream elements, that's not entirely that, and that wasn't the. There's a there we go. Go on that. Yeah. Sean!
Code with C and just resubscribed for 57 months. C# party, C# party, C# party.
Thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate the support. Alright, log back in. Do the thing. Ugh. Be nice if it remembered that. Like it should. It's in this browser. Alright, go to manage articles. There we go. That's better. Ain't no party like a C# Fritz party? Yeah. Okay. The next thing that I wanted to do, like, that's kind of like a just make my life easier because I'm constantly clicking that publish thing. Right, and it should be just that column. Yeah. Now default sorting articles by published descending. I don't know why I'm not dictating that, but hey. Next thing that I'm running into. You replaced your Lenovo keyboard using a simple screwdriver. That's innovation. Is it? No, I don't think so. Like my K-Focus laptop, I've replaced the displays on those. Like that was a thing. Like I'm used to replacing video cards, hard drives. I installed the capture card that this camera is using on my production machine here. That's got a couple of HDMI in ports on that. So my two cameras that I use here, right? I installed and configured all those things, like that kind of hardware stuff, like replacing a keyboard, no big deal. But like replacing a display, to me, was like next level innovate, like support. But definitely replacing hardware on laptops is a step up. Definitely a step up. Step up in interactions there, to be sure. So how you doing there, Fuel Snable? I was running into an issue with creating a new article for it's the latest the latest live on the .NET channel. It was the on .NET live from the other day. Here. Holy smokes, that was loud. But this, for some reason, would not work in my production space. And here it is. It's not doing it here either. It's not letting me process this. I don't know why. And eventually, even if I hand key in everything, it just fails. So I want to take a look at this. Oh, the framework. Are you referring to the framework laptop, Dr. Cox? You buy your whole computer in pieces, bounce up and down while they're in shipping. Then once I get them all on the kitchen table, and I can stay there for a week because you won't be bothered to start building it. I treated myself and bought a prompter, an Elgato prompter to put on this camera. And it's going to sit here. It's been sitting here now for 3-4 days for me to install along with a new arm. And I need to get to it. I need to get to installing that. And it's just not there. It's one of those things that's going to be painful for me to take the time and get installed, because I've got to take apart my desk here, install a new arm, and remount the camera and refocus and all that stuff. Same thing. You bought a prompter also. It's very easy to install, very sharp. It's all unfortunately quite tiny. When you're sitting this close to it, I'm not that concerned. So, new SSD so you can dual boot Linux and use your GPU for things. Cool. Yeah. Something fun about the toys. So, I don't know what's going on here when I try and edit this article. So, let's dive into my article edit page and take a look at what's happening. Where is it? Here, look up article. I know what it is. I reset my API key. I reset my API key. I rotated this key. Let me take a look at that. I'm going to step over here and go off screen for just a smidge. In order to retain your MVP next year, you need to start doing training vids. What do you mean? Help me out with that, Code with Sean. 1 second. I am like 90% positive. Looking. There it is. Yeah. I rotated that key. Okay. How do I want to do this? I got this. I got this. Yep. Yeah. No. I've got it written down. Any update on the visors yet? They were supposed to be delivered in March. The latest update is that some of them have been delivered in March. And what they found is they found a couple of defects. They found a couple of issues that they want to address before they ship the rest of them. And they are setting up and getting those ready to deliver over the next few weeks. That's what they say. I'm becoming more frustrated with them. Because they were very transparent early in the process. Unfortunately, they were a little too transparent for some folks. And they started getting bad-mouthed and ripped in the tech press. That's not cool. So they pulled back and they've gone absolutely silent on any of their interactions and developments. That being said, they're already talking about the next version of the headset. Now you're setting up to Osborne effect yourself. And that feels bad. Like, right? We know what the Osborne effect is, right? When folks are out there promoting, talking about the next version of something while the first version isn't released. And potential customers look at that and say, well, why should I buy version 1 of the product when you're already pitching me on version 2? So nope, that key didn't work.
Chris Funk 21 just resubscribed for 45 months.
Hey, Chris Funk, thank you so much. Really appreciate that support. So the word on the visor is it's weeks away. That's frustrating because they went from they're going to ship in March to they're going to ship in the next few weeks. And there were updates to the software that were released yesterday, both the on-headset software and the agents that run on your desktop. So, you haven't spoken at enough conferences because of being laid off. You meant for the following year, assuming you get in this July. Okay.
Guacamole just resubscribed.
Guacamole with the resub.
Months. Good morning, all.
Good morning to you. Yeah, more delays. Red. Yeah. Codebase Alpha, hello. Yeah, the Osborne effect. Yep. So there's the stream elements. So there's a thing going on. I was contacted by the .NET Aspired Debug team. Wow, McNets with the resub.
Just resubscribed for 19 months. Morning, is it a passive/aggressive device?
Talking about the visor, it does have a bit of compute on board because it's running the immersed software, right? This is VR software that allows you to compute with multiple displays yeah, that's what immersed does. I run it on my Meta Quest headset right now, and it works great. I'll put 4 displays up in front of me and bounce around and compute across all of that space. It frustrates me when sales does things like this where they've promised something, they've sold it, and the engineering wasn't ready for it at all. So the Osborne effect is they're promoting the next version. They're starting to talk about the next version, and they still haven't shipped the first version. So you end up clobbering your sales of the first version because everybody says, why should I buy this if you're telling me I need to replace it in a year with version 2? Give me version 2. I'll save my money. I don't need it right now. I'll wait. So, you do need external compute to connect to. However, they're also trying to make it so that you can run a browser and an agent on the device without having to have an external computer or anything. You can just connect it to your phone then and work and browse and interact with the network locally. Am I thinking of canceling my pre-order? No. In my mind, that money is a sunk cost, and it will eventually arrive. I've spent that money. I don't want to consider bringing that money back. So, and what we've seen, because I was an early purchaser, I purchased now about a year ago. I purchased in March 2024. Because I purchased early and I purchased a Founders Edition version of the visor hardware, that what we know, I'm going to get a case for free for it because I stuck around. I'm going to get an exclusive color shield that goes on it because I bought the Founders Edition. Other things like that. So what they're seeing is that these folks who have been invested for more than a year, and there are folks that have been in now for 18 months on the purchase of that device. What they're seeing is they need to do some things to appease the group. They even had an investment round, a public investment round that went through and ended at the beginning of March. And they picked up another $2 million in investments. Great. Deliver the product. Move on to the next one and start selling the next product. I know there's other things going on there, but as a customer, deliver the product.
Bucheros just resubscribed for
Frank.
41 months. Best.net stream.
Oh, gosh, we need to get back in there. Let me see. You heard the new DevDrive feature on Windows causes issues with Blazor, WebAssembly, and other applications. No. The green Manalshi? No, not at all. Everything you see me coding here on stream, I'm working with DevDrive. No, that is a complete fabrication. So, yes, they are issuing and selling more shares. Yep. And that's fine. They're growing their investment base. So, it's taking them longer to deliver. There's still a big banner on the site. On what site? On the visor site? I don't see a banner on the visor site. Own stock in Immersed. Oh. And they've raised 19.1 million. Why are they trying to... They have a collaboration with ByteDance? They need to improve the experience for people wearing glasses. Hang on. I have a set of these. Check this out. Hang on. Back up. I have a set of these. These are lenses that snap in to my Quest headset. I've been wearing my contacts with the headset, so they're in the case right now. And they're the same prescription as my glasses. So when I'm using the headset, I take my glasses off, I put on the headset, and I have the lenses that are the same prescription, and it looks really good. So that's what I recommend folks use. They're not officially working on the device and website unless the website has an under construction. This is surprising. Meta. Google, I'm not surprised about because it's been well documented they're running on Android. I'm surprised about Microsoft being there and ByteDance. I didn't think Intel would be there either because they're using a Qualcomm processor. HTC, I think, is manufacturing the displays they're using. But it's a 4K per eye device. And it looks fantastic. I would have thought they would have promoted yeah. The CEO of Intel is an investor. So, like, Visor mass production in 2025. Let's go. They've got 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Like, we're on the dream, man. Give it to us. So, it should come in the next month or so. So, how complex is my prescription? I have bifocal, progressive on it. First word of dev problem when your ISP takes the term DHCP too seriously. Ugh. You've got some of the Zenni lenses in your headset. Such a game changer. Yeah, the Zenni lenses. These were $50 American. Really, really good. So, for some reason, right? Just make sure. Yeah. Like, what's going on there when it goes to try and load it? So, let's take a peek at what's going on there. Is it? No, it's not that. Where the heck was it? Where's the thing on this? Identify article. Down in here. Identifying YouTube content. Right? There's doing all the YouTube, going to do a video list, and then get the content. Let's put a break right there. Paste that in, back over here. Well, that didn't. All right. Okay, because my YouTube URI, why is that so freaking small? Like, right, it's like a watch. No. Right? Or like font size? Really? Okay. It's not Code Lens. It's like the watch window. And why is this in... Like, what order is this? Right, look at that. Size 9. Until I restart the application. Okay, so because my URI is a live slash, I need to grab everything after the live slash. That's what's going on here. To get that. Okay. Else if... No. URI dot, sure. Absolute path contains, right. Live. Split and grab the last? But it has that SI on it. Oh, but it's the path, so it's not going to grab that. Maybe that works. Let's give it a try. Sorry about that digression. This is the ADHD.net stream. Stuff just happens and we wander off and talk about all kinds of things. Squirrel! Right? So... And let me know if anybody signs up to fill out the debugger form there. Thank you for the follow. Is it Gooses? Welcome. I've got to go log in again. Blah, 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 blah. And Edge doesn't remember. I'm not used to my fingers with the pinky reaching down. It's a stream of programming consciousness. Yes. All right, so there we go. And now let's see. It's going to try and pick up the... All right. So now my video ID is that, and it's going to go try and find it. Got it. Fantastic. Got all the things. There's a whole lot more stuff in here that I don't need, so delete that. And, yeah. All right, I know what the deal is there. I know what the fix is. I don't need to actually submit this. So that's fine. I'm going to commit that change. Sure. Fixed YouTube URL parsing for live events. Fantastic. All right. Next. The next piece was we had somebody report an issue with submitting articles through the article submission screen. What? I'm looking for the email. I don't see it. Where the heck is it? Featured post, submit content down here. So it's just /submit, here's a content URL, and submit. And it errors out right now. Actually, wait a sec. I have Blasm installed. Show the Blazor routes. This is a cool feature that our friend Jimmy Engstrom wrote. So I know it's the /submit URL, so I can just double click on that route, and it'll jump me right to that page that contains that content. Very cool, man. Like, when you've got stuff all over the place and you have URLs that don't match the names of the pages that you wrote, big time saving. All right, so there's an issue here. When submitting, it's throwing an error. So it should go to /submit URI, which I don't see. Go find me that. And then redirect with a little bit of rate limiting. So you can't just sit there and hammer it. Thinking. Okay. So let's try and submit one of the latest dev blogs, Microsoft. Right. I don't care. I'm just grabbing an article. Bam! There it is. Equal method with more than 2 arguments is not supported. Well, that'll do. Source URI equals... Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I've got a better way to solve this. So this is where the error is. Let's put a bookmark right there. I started caching the entire list of articles. Right? So you see it goes into the multiplexer. That's Redis cache. Like here I can bring up Redis Insight and we can look at my production cache. Because it turns out loading stuff from Redis cache is worlds faster than from Azure Table Storage. So, right, like, here's the article. But it's got the title. And the source URI is embedded here. So let's... Where else? Get by slug. There's like get articles, like get all articles. Right, so I have like there's a latest in here. That it goes and manages. Latest from each category. Like this one, Get By Slugs. It actually reaches in to Redis and pulls those now. because it'll do it much faster. Get all. Here we go. Yeah. So that's reaching into Redis and saying, go scan and bring back all of that. Is that submitting? No. I could do it that way. But I'm down here and I'm trying to look in the article table. And it doesn't like this equal statement. So that should. Like, source URI is a string. I mean, I could just do space URI. Right? But that's only going to match if capitalization all matches. Right? And it gets rid of the query string at the end. I could also say base. Yuck. I don't want to do that. Too lower invariant. And that should get me through. Give that a try. Isn't cases always ignored? No. Particularly, this is in Azure Table Storage. So it's a NoSQL database. So it's doing a byte-wise match on the string. Not... Yeah. Oh, I gotta log back. No, actually, I don't need to log in. Do I still have that URL there? I do. And that's submitted successfully. And if I go to... I don't have the processor running that's analyzing that content. And I don't have a way to clear that out. Let me save that fix for right now. Right, it's just that one file. Yeah. Fixed errors in submitting new content. And that should start to take care of that. Right, that's going to be running on... let me go to Storage Explorer and we can take a look at the production space and see that article land there. Sora, how you doing there? First time attending a live stream. Awesome. You wanted to be involved from the start on this project. This is not a public project. Aspirify isn't publicly available. However, the other project we're currently working on, SharpSite, is available. And we're not going to get back to there today. Got a couple other things to get to that are going to keep me from running a full stream. There you go, dev blogs. So it did submit. It didn't grab the title and discovered and all that stuff. That's fine. I forget, is there a queue? No. I thought I had a thing where after it submitted, content submitted successfully, it's just add to submission queue. And there are some folks who would say, oh gosh, you have an interface with a single implementation. Yeah, I expect to change database at some point. So, you always ignore cases. That's why you haven't been selected for jury duty. Oh, hello. Oh, the other project, SharpSite. Yeah, absolutely. Always taking folks that are interested in that. We'll get back over there and we'll talk more about it. And I'm going to be recording videos this afternoon. Not for SharpSite, but for some other things. And it will get me set up so that I can start recording videos for SharpSite. And quite frankly, some of the work that I've done on Charlie is going to help me to record and produce videos for SharpSite. So, how much disk space am I using on my dev drive? That's a fine question. I allocated 10 gig and I'm using about 6.5. You're working in collation Latin 1 general. There you go. Yeah. So what Spaghetti Developer is pointing at is different databases you can configure to use strings with different encoding. And depending on the encoding you're using, it could be case sensitive or not. And of course, what languages you are storing data in, right, is what spoken written languages you're storing data in is going to determine what data type you store as. And that might make things case insensitive. Yep, the case insensitive indicator. You got it. So hang on. It checks the article tables, creates an article out there, and that's it. I had a background worker that would keep an eye on that table, and then when there was new stuff, go and look up and generate thumbnails and titles and all that stuff. 10 gig only if I put my NuGet cache there also? No. Yeah, for some reason no, I haven't put the NuGet cache there also. The NuGet cache only gets loaded when you have new stuff. And even then, like full disclosure, we don't have a tool to help you clear your NuGet cache. Like, I'm doing this off screen. And I know I am. Where are we? Like, the number of, where the heck is it? .NET NuGet locals. Here. Like, there are tons of packages that are sitting out here, and it is gigabytes that these packages are taking up, and we don't have a good way to clean these up. Right? Look at this. I'm about to hit 10 gig in just NuGet packages. Right? 11 gig. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. Like, there's a lot of old junk in here. 30. Let's do this, friends. Here's what I want you to do. Can you help me out? Let's see what we can do about this. Johan!
You have just
46 gig.
for 73 months.
73 months. You can clean it, yes. We don't have a user interface to clean it. 50, 60 gig. Motown 241. When you do a .NET restore, it'll bring down new versions of them. Visual Studio doesn't have a NuGet cache clean. Where? Where in Visual Studio? NuGet Package Manager. Clear all NuGet storage. I want you to go to your NuGet package cache on your machine and select all and do a properties. Mine's 64 gig for my NuGet package cache. How big is yours? Just realized my NuGet package cache on my developer workstation is a little bloated. How big is... don't say that. How much space is your package cache taking up? And I will share that image. So that's a thing. 76 gigs on I Wish I Can Flight. Whew. 110 gig. That's is Wikipedia 110 gig? I don't know. 76 on that one. Aspire is a cloud-based application. No, it's not, Anonymous. We can talk more about that. Yeah, that's what I was trying not to say, Surly Dev. Yeah. So 727 for DGen 1. We'll clear that. 12.2 for Johan. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. Like, my entire drive here is how big? 2 terabytes. I'm down to my last 120 gig. It's 120 gig. I'm not worried about it. But almost... like, huh. 9 for Blazor, Mr. Magoo. That's almost the JavaScript developer level of packages. Well, yes. Yeah. We trying to download the entire internet? No.
Jens was just resubscribed for 40 months. Are we trying to download the entire internet?
45. 45 gig? More than 100 gig sometimes? Yeah. Yeah. Let me go back to... I'm going to come back to the question of .NET Aspire is a cloud-based application. It's not. And that was part of some of the initial messaging for .NET Aspire that made it confusing for folks. So, you do a lot of package testing here and there? Yeah. Yeah. I use a lot of preview versions of things. So I've got preview versions of .NET libraries and such out there. So, not the internet, but the entire online browsing platform. Oh! The online browsing platform, yes. Okay. What did I change in here? The red lines are missing. I'm going to assume I didn't change anything important. So, never forget the online browsing platform. Inside my functions, I had there's my resize images. I might be okay here. Go log back in. I am all over the place right now, and I apologize. I'm trying to get the submission feature fixed here and stuff. When you submit content, see, manage articles, I can look at my submission queue, right? So date submitted, here's this article, and there's no discovered article that goes with it. So it's not processing and loading the rest of this stuff. I forget what happens if I click approve there. Like, we're finally getting stuff submitted, and I forget what it does. It takes me to edit article, and it brings over that information. So if I click that, didn't do anything. Why didn't you do anything? Like, you're supposed to go somewhere. Article, partition key, there's nothing there. Yeah. So, like, it should have navigated. But it didn't. Why not? Edit article. You know what? I need to do a force reload on that. Right? Navigation manager, force reload. True. What are you doing? Go back over to the other page. Okay. And click that. And now it routes over here, and I've got it all loaded with that content. But is it going to remove it from the other? Right, like I brought it over here. So it's got information about submitted article. Does it do anything with that? Like, I want to make sure, right, that that's it. No, it's down here. Sets up all that information. If it's from submission queue. Okay. it should remove it then. Okay. So I think I've got that fixed. I've got my two big issues addressed then. So I added the true there. Yeah, that's fine. Forced reload on submission queue. Cool. Let's deploy this John. Deploy this John. I was over here. We will go to the Aspirify source code, merge, deploy, and hopefully everything works. Fix some bugs, right? Let's dictate these. Corrected an issue that prevented article submission. New line. New line. Fixed YouTube video lookups for live events. Cool. All right. Checking. Good. Merge. It should... There is a series of unit tests. Yeah, see? There it goes. I really should build some playwright tests into this to make sure that it runs properly. Hey, Lord of Unicorn. Does Aspire support Kubernetes deployment? Yes. You can take a look at a tool called Aspirate that will do that. Your NuGet package sizes are 2.7 gig. Woof. I think you've got the smaller end there. And I don't clean up this machine regularly, so it's taking up a lot of space. Come on now. Restore, test, and let's go. This package restore is taking way too long. Image Sharp 316 has a known high severity vulnerability. Really? Maybe we should fix that while we're here. I think that's in here. Yeah. Show the vulnerables. You go ahead, do the update then. It looks like open telemetry. That's coming out of service defaults. What? Yeah. Go ahead and update all of them. Sure. Make sure that it runs, and we'll try and push that up. You heard Maddie saying they're working on Aspirate, folks, to pull some of their work into Aspire proper? Yes. There's always collaboration with folks that are building and putting together cool stuff in the community. The Kubernetes features are quite valuable, and we want to make sure that that feature set gets support. Sure looks like it is working properly here. Let me make sure we can open the website. Right, so if we go down into an article, boom, there's the article. There we go. Yep, we're getting stuff logged properly. Cool. Push that update also. Updated NuGet package references. Back over to the hub of all things Git, and that compiled and tested properly. So, two pull requests? Adding Reddit discussions. Yeah, I'm holding off on that. Yeah, let's go merge this. Fixed some bugs. That's a great description there, Fritz. Way to go. All right. Since we merged, this is going to do a deploy this time. We can cancel. So, Dependabot updates. Really? But here it's building and deploying. We should see it pop up and update and the website be ready to go here. Yes, the .NET Aspire team will be at MVP Summit next week. So let me go back to, there was a question earlier. I'm sorry, I forget who asked it, and I don't have the question queue running. Anonymous asking, Aspire is a cloud-based application. .NET Aspire is a series of tools and frameworks that help you build, they say distributed applications. I like to refer to it as an application system. Because all of us, when you're building a website, you're building a client-server app, you're building a mobile app, there's various applications that all come together to support that system that you're looking to deliver. In the case of Aspirify.net here, I have a database, I have some storage locations, I have some queues that I use, and I've got an Azure Functions project out there next to my website. So I've got several different pieces of code that all run independently and coordinate together. .NET Aspire helps to coordinate those things, allows you to define that topology of how all of those services and resources, a database, storage, website, how they all collaborate and work together. Additionally, it does all the things that you don't want to do about maintaining and managing and connecting those things, like building distributed tracing. Nobody wants to write that. That's a pain in the neck. It does it for you using standard open telemetry with some opinionated features that we all want. It adds metrics that, yeah, you want to see some performance reports on some of that stuff. We all want that. Nobody wants to build it because it's a pain in the neck. It takes your time. But if we can build it in a standard way, fantastic. Use it. Really great stuff. Mr. Brady Gaster is here. Hello. Good to see you, friend. He knew I was streaming. And I'm deploying an update to Aspirify right now. Sounds pretty interesting. So, and Anonymous, the last piece that I want to make sure is clear, oh my indeed, is that .NET Aspire is .NET only in the topology definition. Let me explain. You only have to use C# to define the various services you're stitching together. Those services and features can be Docker containers. They can be JavaScript applications, Java applications, Go applications, Python applications. They can be a whole bunch of these different things. Rust applications, you can connect, orchestrate, launch them, and get them connected and working together on your own, however you see fit that you want to build them. Right? You only have to use .NET to define what those references are. Now we're talking. The neighbors heard that one? Yeah. Most of the time you end up refactoring that crap 23 times anyways? Yeah, a little bit. Hey, Robson, didn't receive the notification from Twitch? Oh. And Digital Dummy makes a good point here while we're waiting for this. .NET Aspire is a developer's tool. It runs on your workstation to give you the dashboard, right? Let me go rerun that. It gives you the dashboard with all the features and orchestration, so that you can see your application. It also gives you prescribed ways for you to pass environment variables, connection information between those services so that you get the telemetry storage, so that you get the logging, the tracing. It gives you some prescribed ways to do that so that when you are ready to deploy and push to Kubernetes was the request we had a little bit ago, to Azure, to AWS, whatever your location you want to publish to is, you have a series of tools that you can carry with you by just connecting environment variables. So, for example, let me go to the website down here. Right, so this is Aspirify and how it runs. Right, I've got all these different resources that I use. I have an Azure Function Storage. I have an output cache that's running in Redis. I have a Postgres database that's running here. I have Azure Storage because when I get to Azure, I want to have blobs and queues and tables. But that's an emulator running locally. And they're all being passed in. That was the wrong button. They're all being passed into my website as connection strings. Jean Valjean.
4 months. Gene the High.
Hello. That's Coder 24601 to you. Because I know my Les Mis. But you can see the names of things that are being passed in, like my Redis cache, it's being passed in as just a connection string. But it's a thought out location and name for these resources that's being orchestrated and delivered locally. You can use those same names then when you get to production and just pass in, here's the location of where those resources are in production. The Aspirate tool will automate all of that stuff for you with Kubernetes as it deploys containers. AZD, the Azure Developer Command Line tool, it's also built into Visual Studio, will automate and push all of this stuff out to Azure for you. And the AWS CDK, their cloud development kit, will do this for you when you want to push to AWS. But these are all kind of prescribed, opinionated, easy ways to define all of these parameters that you know you need. But instead of you managing them and copying them into all of your applications, it's done for you automatically. So, like, there was all the stuff for the website. Well, for my functions that does things like generating thumbnails, I need to pass in some of those same connections. They've got the exact same names here. Right? There's my connection string to my tables. But it's running locally here. So that I can interact with it. Okay? So I can work locally with emulators, and when I'm ready to go to my production space, it'll swap out and point to... those deployment tools will swap out and point to the real locations you actually want to deploy to. Let's go double check and make sure Aspirify deployed. Sure looks like it did. So let's go here. And it's not going to have the updated information yet because it's been pre-rendered yesterday. So let's log in and flush the cache and add that new YouTube video. So there was to update Brady there and anybody else who came in late, there was a YouTube video from on.net that was aired yesterday that we need to get added Come on, manage articles. There it is. There we go. That we need to get added into here we go. Onto Aspirify. So we're going to create new here, and it should find and load and handle. There it goes. There we go. The author is the on.net live, folks. And I can get rid of the rest of that stuff. Save, and we've got some new content on the website, and it should have refreshed everything. There we go. There's the new article. Good. And our render date is right now. Running on .NET 903, .NET Aspire 9.1. You can see it all down there at the bottom. Fantastic. Bugs fixed. Website is doing its thing. So that's using, you can go to the website now, you can tinker with it, you can look around and explore. But that website, there's the link, is cached to the nines. Like, all the content that you see out here, right? This is coming out of Redis cache. It loads that stuff really quick because it's pulling it from Redis. So, interesting. The thumbnails. Yeah, see, that one loads. Is it just? Yeah. So there we go. Your neighbors always listen to C# Fritz whether they want to or not. Yeah, that's right. The oh my sound effect was loud. Yeah, I need to do some level setting on sound effects. So there you go. Take a look at the hat. Can that be set in app settings? Yes, it can, Ninja Ola. Yep. Squirrel! No squirrel. There you go. There's the hat. It's my Peach Bowl hat featuring the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. I was there in 20... Dr. Scott! No, not him. I was there in 2023. December 2023. My daughter was part of the Penn State marching band on the field in Atlanta for that football game. So, I'm a little bit over the time that I wanted to go to today. That's right, we are Penn State. I'm a little bit over on time that I wanted to go to today, so I think I need to wrap up because I have some other things I need to get to. We need a We Are sound effect. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Can we find something on YouTube quick? Really? You're gonna do that? Let's do this. There we go. And yes. We are Penn State. How long is that? 4 minutes? That's too long. No, I don't want the whiteout team entrance because, dear Lord. You thought it... 1 hour of the We Are Penn State chant. Let's see if I can get... Stop! That's not the We Are chant. Dear Lord. No. No, that's not the one I want either. No. I want one side and then the other. And that's too, yeah. You found advertisements. Go away. No. Here's the thing. One side of the stadium yells "We Are." The other side of the stadium yells "Penn State." They go back and forth 3 times. Very squirreled. Very, very squirreled. But I'll see what I can find. Hey, Phil. Hello. So the next pieces that I want to build for this, and I don't have time to do it today, is I'm going to start to crawl the entire article. Right? So let's go to this. What's new in .NET Aspire 9.1? I thought, oh, this is the What's New article. I thought there was a blog post. Yeah, here. There's the blog post. So I want to crawl this blog post. Yeah, I know that guy. Or this article. I want to crawl everything that's in here and make that searchable. And some work that I do with Brady that we've been talking about and exploring over the last few days is going to make that possible. So we're going to set up the crawler that is currently sitting in here as an Azure function. Where'd it go? Yeah. Right, so this goes and gets the images for the thumbnails, right? And you can see the thumbnails. So I have a copy of everything that I'm going to serve as a thumbnail here in Azure Storage, because I compress it down smaller, and I also make them WebP files so that they serve really, really fast. I'm going to index and bring in all of the text at the same time. Maybe not the exact same time, but when the article is added, go grab that text and let's get that indexed so that when you search on the website, right now this uses Azure Search. So, gosh, somebody was asking about Kubernetes, right? Let me just search for K8s. There you go, right? And folks that are mentioning, look, I typed K8s, and it went and found AWS stuff. Like, Kubernetes, right? Like, okay, now we're talking. There's some Kubernetes articles. I want to actually go down into the text of the articles and index and grab that content. And that's going to lead to the next feature that Brady and I have been talking about, where we're going to put an AI bot on here that you're going to be able to ask questions about .NET Aspire and interact and get feedback on the website live. Lots more to do with this. Some of that I'll do live on stream. Some of that I won't. I want to get back to SharpSite next time. I want to. The overlays for Charlie didn't work today. I need to look and see. It's probably some sort of a page refresh thing that I need to do that I missed, and I wasn't getting some of the other metrics loading properly from Charlie. But I do have a ton of stuff to get to today. So unfortunately, I do need to wrap up early. There's things happening with .NET Conf. Focus on modernization. That's a online virtual event. It is a 2-day online event coming up in April. We've got that coming up. That's about 6 weeks away. 5 weeks away now. We're going to have an announcement on content coming up in the next few days. It's going to be a phenomenal event. Thank you so much, Ionescu, for the link. We've got other plans. We've been working on plans for Microsoft Build, putting together content and information about there. That's coming up, and we're going to be talking about some of those sessions and some of the content there for Build. That's in May. That's already been announced. That's going on in Seattle. You're going to you're going to be able to watch and learn what's happening at Microsoft Build while the event's going on. If you want to be there in person so you can meet us and talk, hang out, have a good time, I'm planning to be there. I haven't been confirmed, but I should be there at Microsoft Build. That's what I've been told to expect. We'll see. But you can be assured that the next stream that I have after that, we'll do a longer session. We'll bring on some of our friends. We'll talk to them and go through and have some fun learning about the announcements and new features that happened at Build. Frank's going to be at Build. There you go. There you go. But I do need to wrap up. I do need to move on. I apologies. I don't know if some of you noticed this because I completely forgot. This is March. Normally, I run Minimal March as a theme month here, and I've gotten so swept up in some of the other things that have been going on and projects and the CMS that we've been working on that I completely forgot to do Minimal March and work completely at the command line on Linux. That being said, though, I'm okay with not doing Minimal March this month because there's some things that we've been learning and working through here that I think have been very productive and very interesting. So I'm okay with that. And quite frankly, trying to set up for what will be AI April and doing a ton of cool AI things is good, and including working on Charlie in April, is going to be something that I think we're all interested in and going to have a lot of fun tinkering with. Let me see who else is streaming on the big Twitch TV network. Who can I get you connected to who's doing something fun out there? If you're watching on YouTube, of course, I've got lots of great videos that are over here or down here, depending on how you're watching the content. Let me get you connected to Anna. Anna Sasdev is building a developer writer platform. So let's set up the raid call, and we will head over to go see Anna. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Like I said, I had to go a little bit shorter today. I've got a couple other things to get to, but I'll be back. I've got a full morning tomorrow, but I will be back on Thursday, and I'm setting up so that I can do a live stream on Friday. All right? Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of it. Get ready to say hi to our friend Anna Sasdev, and I'll see you on Thursday, all right? Have a great rest of your day wherever you might be. I wish you good health and good coding. Take care.